What's up, guys? Today we're going to talk about the top 10 jazz musicians, round 2. First, I'd really like to thank all of our Patreon supporters who donate as little as $1 a month to help this channel grow. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified about future videos. Before checking out round 2, you might want to watch our top jazz musicians round 1 video. This is extremely difficult to put together and obviously very subjective because there's so many different styles of jazz and so many different artists who contributed completely different styles to the art form. Nevertheless, tell me what you think in the comments below. Let's get to the list. Coming in at number 10, we have Max Roach. A pioneer of bebop, Roach worked in many other styles of music and played with Coleman Hawkins, Dizzy Gillespie, Charlie Parker, Miles Davis, Duke Ellington, Thelonious Monk, and Sonny Rollins. Roach also co-led a post-bop pioneering quintet with the trumpeter Clifford Brown. Coming in at number 9, we have Count Basie. In 1935, Basie formed his own jazz orchestra, and the next year took them to Chicago for a long engagement at their first recording. He led the group for almost 50 years, creating innovations like the use of 2 split tenor saxophones, emphasizing the rhythm section and using arrangers to broaden their sound. Many musicians came to prominence under Basie's direction, including Lester Young, Freddie Green, Harry Sweets Edison, Jimmy Rushing, and Joe Williams. He pioneered his own minimalistic style of piano playing that combined stride piano with a new cool jazz sound. Coming in at number 8, we have Django Reinhardt. Reinhardt was the first major jazz figure to emerge from Europe. In Paris with violinist Stéphane Grappelli, he formed the Quintet du Hot Club de France. They were among the first to play jazz that featured the guitar as a lead instrument. Reinhardt recorded in France with many visiting American musicians, including Coleman Hawkins and Benny Carter, and briefly toured with Ellington's orchestra in 1946. Several of Reinhardt's compositions have become jazz standards, including Minor Swing, Swing 42, and Nuage. Coming in at number 7, we have Sonny Rollins. During his high school years, Rollins played in a band with Jackie McLean, Kenny Drew, and Art Taylor. He soon went on to collaborate with just about every great bebop and hard bop jazz musician. A number of his compositions, including St. Thomas, Oleo, Doxy, Pent-Up House, and Erigen, have become jazz standards. Rollins has often been recognized as one of the most influential jazz saxophonists after Charlie Parker, and he recorded over 60 albums as a leader. Coming in at number 6, we have Bud Powell. Along with Charlie Parker, Thelonious Monk, and Dizzy Gillespie, Powell was a leading figure in the development of bebop. His virtuosity on the piano led many to call him the Charlie Parker of the piano. Powell was also a revered composer, and many jazz critics credit his works and playing as having greatly extended the range of jazz harmony. Coming in at number 5, we have Artie Shaw. Shaw was a composer, author, and master clarinetist, pushing musical boundaries by blending American swing with European classical and Latin styles. He was among the first to racially integrate his bands, notably by hiring Billie Holiday and Roy Eldridge. Although he had a career less than 30 years, the smooth modern beauty of his jazz playing has been unmatched. Coming in at number 4, we have Ella Fitzgerald. Nicknamed the First Lady of Song, Queen of Jazz, and Lady Ella, Fitzgerald is noted for her purity of tone, impeccable diction, phrasing, and horn-like precision in her improvisational scat singing. After a tumultuous adolescence, she found musical success with the Chick Webb Orchestra, performing across the country and famously at Harlem's Savoy Ballroom. Later, Ella gained fame for her interpretations of the Great American Songbook. Outside of her solo career, she collaborated with Louis Armstrong, Duke Ellington, and the Ink Spots. Coming in at number 3, we have Sidney Bechet. As a young, self-taught clarinetist, Bechet played in many New Orleans ensembles with Freddie Keppard, Bunk Johnson, and King Oliver. While touring in London, he discovered the straight soprano saxophone and developed an expressive operatic style with a huge sound and wild vibrato. He was one of the first important soloists in jazz, beating trumpeter Louis Armstrong to the recording studio by several months. However, his erratic temperament hampered his career. In the 40s, with jobs in music difficult to find, he opened a tailor shop to make ends meet. In 1950, he had the opportunity to perform in Paris, and he was met with so much enthusiasm that he moved to France almost immediately, finding plenty of well-paid work as a jazz star. Coming in at number 2, we have Miles Davis. Davis made his professional debut as a member of Charlie Parker's quintet in 1944. Over the course of his 5-decade career, he adopted a variety of musical directions that kept him at the forefront of many major stylistic developments, with albums including Birth of the Cool, Roundabout Midnight, and Kind of Blue. In later decades, he experimented with rock, funk, African rhythms, and electronic music. His later career proved to be controversial, challenging, and alienating many jazz fans. He continued to perform sold-out concerts worldwide while branching out into the visual arts, film, and television. And finally, coming in at number 1, we have John Coltrane. Working in the bebop and hard bop idioms early in his career, Coltrane helped pioneer modal jazz and free jazz. He led over 50 recording sessions and worked extensively under the leadership of Miles Davis and Thelonious Monk. Throughout his career, Coltrane's music took an increasingly spiritual dimension. He remains one of the most influential saxophonists in music history and is known for using a distinctive harmonic progression commonly referred to as train changes. In 2007, Coltrane posthumously received a Pulitzer Prize. So that's the list, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. It was pretty challenging to compare musicians across multiple styles and instruments. As always, let us know what you think in the comments. We really want to thank all of our Patreon supporters for donating as little as $1 a month, and you can check out the perks and information below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and we'll see you next time.